Hey there, Michelle Taylor, LPCC here to talk about seasonal affective disorder. It's something that a lot of people experience around this time of year, January, February, early March, maybe a little end of December. It's a time where there's no more holidays. There's not a lot of holidays looking up in sight. The weather's dreary. It gets darker earlier. It's called seasonal affective disorder. It can affect the way you feel. And I have noticed with clients that over the course of the last week or so, everybody's feeling this sort of lull and dimness that this time of year can cause. So, when you're in this state, what's happening in your brain, if you really look at it biologically, is you tend to look towards like negative bias, which is you have these beliefs that, everything's just going bad. And so all day you're looking at evidence that proves that everything is bad. So, for example, if I stub my toe in the morning, I have a negative bias in my mind of, today's just going to be one of those days. And so all day long, I'm looking for all the negative reasons, all the negative evidence to prove my point. When you're in a season like this where everything is kind of dreary anyways, you really have to do work to not lean towards negative bias because your brain automatically wants to do that because it's a way to protect itself. It wants to not feel pain, and so it protects you by anticipating negative things. But when you're in this type of a time of year, you want to actively try to look towards positive bias. And a little way that I have managed to do that is one, look towards gratitude. So people have gratitude journals, gratitude lists. It's a practice to help you switch out those negative biases and negative evidences that you find to something more positive and more gratifying. But biologically, what you're doing is you're reducing the amount of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and you're increasing the amount of oxytocin when you're in gratitude. And oxytocin is that warm, fuzzy feeling that you feel when you're feeling love. So you want to switch the biology of what you're giving your brain, and the way to do that is by gratitude. Think about things you're grateful for. What I call it is a warm fuzzy list. And my warm fuzzy list includes things that literally gives me warm fuzzies inside when I think about it. So for me, it's my first sip of coffee in the morning that gives me warm fuzzies. It's when my dog, this sounds gross, but when he farts, it's so funny because he doesn't know it comes from him. And so he turns around like, who did that? That brings me joy and happiness. It's hilarious to me. So that's a warm fuzzy. It's my sidecar gluten-free donut that I get to have every week if I do my habits and my things. Those are the things that you want to add to your warm fuzzy list. Have it and add to it, and you'll feel much better.